So let's take a look at how to do the DML part of it. So now let's take a look at how to actually do the DML. So you need to head back to the developer console and let's build a couple of records here. Okay, so you got to go back to developer console and again you need to go to the anonymous block. As I told you, you should have your debug logs and all ready. So we had seen this previously. Now let's look at how to do a DML. Okay, the first way is to instantiate an object. Imagine that we need to create an account. Before we create any account, we need any object, you need to make sure that all the required fields are there in it. Okay, so now let's go to accounts. Now, if we create a new account, let's see what are the required fields here. So it seems there are 3 record types. So account name is required and basically I think that's, and one more active SLA is required. Alright, so let's fix both of this. So you need to have account name and SLA active. Actually 3 fields are required, so we need to fill up all these 3 fields. First of all, let's do one thing. If we can, let's remove the fields that we don't want. See, what we are trying to do is we are going to do a DML from anonymous block. So before that, let's remove some required fields, or if you have some extra fields, we can remove that. So let's see if this is required. So let's make it unrequired. Okay, this is not required. So that's just on the UI. And so the other field that was required was active. So let's take the, you have to take the exact API name of the fields. This is a custom field, maybe we can remove it. Okay, so we will take this active and the other field, which is a, so let's head over to the anonymous block and actually build it. So I'm back in the anonymous block here. So let's open execute anonymous block and let's see what we're going to build. So I'm going to create a new account. So what happens here is we create a new instance of a account object. So basically this each object, as you can see, is a class. So we build a new class object and then we give the values to it. I give it a name Reliance 100 and I'll give it a, as you have seen, underscore C is equal to yes, because this was a required field. Now what is going to happen is basically we instantiate an object class, give the properties of that S object and any required fields, any other fields that you want to add, you can add it. Another syntax is you can add the values here also. So this is another way to do it, but we will do it like this, separated by, you can give a value like this, comma the next value. Otherwise what we'll do is we will just instantiate it like this and then we insert the account and we'll see that whenever the account gets created, it will return a ID field. Okay, so let's see that. So we have created an object, created the properties account and insert the account. Insert is a DML insert. Okay, so let's execute this. Let us see, there is a mistake here. Okay. Execute highlighted. So here we go. So it's going to create the record. If there are any errors, it's going to show us on the screen right now. So let's see the value. So it's printed the debug here of account ID, which has got created. So let's go to the org and see the value. So you can, after the .com, if you give that / salesforce.com, it will take you to that record. So basically now what has happened here is it will create this account called as Reliance 100. So you have created an account called Reliance 100 which has come from the DML. Similarly, what we will do is we'll also create a contact. So when we create a new contact, we have to associate the last name which is required and associate the account ID. So how to do that? Go to the contact object. Now what we'll do is we'll also edit the object. We'll create a new account and create a contact along with that. So we'll use the relationship. Hope you all remember the relationship. If at all you've forgotten, please use the free developer admin part of it and understand that and can come back here. So if you see here from the contact, what happens here is we have a relationship to account. So this is the field that we need to use. So let's create a account and a contact. Okay. So now I say I'll create a new account and call it Airtel active. Yes, I have the ID now. So I'll also create a new contact. So similarly, I'll instantiate the class object of that particular S object, which is contact. And now I'm going to take last name. Okay, Jack, contact last name, and I need to associate it with the account. So this account will be the newly created account ID which is returned in line number 5. So let's take a look at what happens. We are creating a new account, giving the properties to it, creating a new account record. We capture the account ID and then we create a new contact, give it a last name Jack and associate it with the contact. But one more line is missing. We need to insert the contact, right? So execute. So now let's see directly. Of course, it will create it over here. Now let's take this ID. So what it should have done, it should have created an account and a contact. So if you see here, see Airtel has got created, and within Airtel you have created a contact over here. So basically using Apex, this is how you insert a record. Next, let's look at a update. Now how do we update record? Now let's say we want to add something to a account name or a contact. Okay, so we have to fetch that record. So what we will do here is, now we are going to change this and say cont equal to select ID comma last name from contact. So we have to, so let's remove all of this, or we'll make the active false to Airtel. Okay, so what we will do is we'll use the same record Airtel. Now instead of this, what we will do is, now we have to fetch the data. Okay, now this ACC can also hold other records. So it has to be in square braces. So now you can add your SOQL last name from account, where we need to match the record, right? We cannot, otherwise it will return multiple records. This account object can hold one object. Any queries regarding the SOQL, please refer to the SOQL video, which gives a complete detail about the different types of SOQL, including the relationships. So relationship query. So now this is going to be last name equal to Airtel. So this is going to fetch my Airtel, and I'm going to say acc.name equal to acc.name. I'm going to concatenate a value plus an update. So it's going to concatenate the value, and now I'm going to say update ACC. Okay. Earlier I did an insert of ACC. Now I'm going to do an update of this. Let's see if it's working. Alright, so the thing here is I have made a mistake here. The last name is in contact, not in account. So it's telling last name is not there. Okay, so let's select ID comma name. So now it's gone ahead and done that. So now if we go back to the account, Airtel account, and see the value, let's see what it shows. Airtel updated. So this is the insert part of it. Similarly, this is the update. For the update, you need an ID. So this returns an ID over here. Okay, this will return a record, and then you work on that record and update. Similarly, for delete, it works in the same way. This has to change to delete. So let's try that. Let's delete